We speak many languages in this world: love, loss, joy, despair. Yet one language echoes through the ages, whispered in ancient rituals and enshrined in sacred texts: the language of sacrifice. It's a language that transcends cultural boundaries and religious differences, speaking to something deep within the human spirit. Sacrifice asks us to relinquish something dear for a higher purpose. It's a surrender of the ego's desires, a bowing down of our will to something greater. In this surrender, a curious thing happens. We open ourselves to a deeper understanding, a profound connection to the divine. Sacrifice is not about loss, it's about transformation. It's about recognizing the transient nature of the material world and aligning ourselves with the eternal. It's a journey inward, a stripping away of the superficial to reveal the radiant truth within. And it's in this space of surrender, in this act of offering, that we discover the true power of sacrifice, the power to connect us to the divine essence that flows through all things. The Christian faith, rooted in the life and teachings of Jesus, places a profound emphasis on the concept of sacrifice. It calls for a living sacrifice, a dedication of one's entire being to the will of God. Romans 12:1 beautifully encapsulates this idea. Therefore I urge you, brothers and sisters, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true and proper worship. What does it mean to be a living sacrifice? It's not about physical offerings or rituals. It's about a daily commitment to aligning our thoughts, words, and actions with the teachings of Christ. It's about choosing love over hate, forgiveness over bitterness, and compassion over indifference. It's a call to embody the Spirit of Christ in all that we do, to become vessels of His love and grace in a world so desperately in need of both. This transformation, this continual surrender to the divine will, is at the heart of the Christian journey. It's through this living sacrifice that we truly connect with the divine, experiencing the transformative power of God's love and grace in our lives. In the Islamic faith, the story of Prophet Ibrahim, or Abraham, stands as a powerful testament to the significance of sacrifice. The Quran, in Surah 37:102, describes how Ibrahim was commanded by God to sacrifice his son Ismail. This was not a test of cruelty, but a profound examination of faith and surrender. Ibrahim, torn between his love for his son and his unwavering devotion to God, ultimately chose obedience. He prepared for the sacrifice, his heart heavy but his faith unwavering. At the last moment, as he was about to fulfill God's command, he was stopped and provided with a ram to sacrifice instead. This profound act of surrender, this willingness to sacrifice what was most precious to him, demonstrated the depth of Ibrahim's faith. It was an act of ultimate trust, a recognition that God's plan was far greater than his own understanding. Ibrahim's story serves as a powerful reminder to all believers that true faith requires complete surrender to the divine will. It's in this surrender, in this willingness to let go of even our most cherished possessions, that we truly experience the boundless love and mercy of God. Section 4, the sacred fire, Yajna and Hindu Dharma. In the rich tapestry of Hindu Dharma, the concept of yajna holds a place of great significance. Yajna, often translated as sacrifice or offering, goes beyond a mere ritualistic act. It represents a profound spiritual practice, a way of life that emphasizes self-discipline and communion with the divine. Yajna involves offering various elements such as grains, ghee, clarified butter, and fragrant herbs into a sacred fire. The fire symbolizes the divine presence, consuming the offerings and carrying them to the heavens. Yet the true essence of yajna lies not in the physical offering itself, but in the spirit of selflessness and devotion with which it is performed. Each offering represents a letting go, a surrender of ego and desire. The act of yajna becomes a meditation, a way to purify the mind and connect with the divine. It's a reminder that true fulfillment comes not from material possessions, but from spiritual growth and self-realization. Yajna, in its essence, is a celebration of the interconnectedness of all things. It's a recognition that we are all part of a larger cosmic dance, and our actions, both big and small, have ripple effects throughout the universe. Section 5. Honoring the source sacrifice in African traditions. Across the vast and diverse continent of Africa, spirituality is deeply intertwined with respect for nature and reverence for ancestors. Sacrifice, in this context, is not about appeasing vengeful deities, but about maintaining balance and expressing gratitude for the blessings of life. Offerings are made to honor the spirits of the land, the ancestors who watch over their descendants, and the supreme being who created all things. These offerings might include food, drink, or symbolic objects given with a spirit of humility and thankfulness. Sacrifice in African traditions is an act of reciprocity. It acknowledges the interconnectedness of all living things and the importance of living in harmony with the natural world. It's a recognition that we are part of something much larger than ourselves, and our well-being is inextricably linked to the well-being of the entire community, both seen and unseen. It's through these acts of sacrifice, these expressions of gratitude and respect, that a sense of balance and harmony is maintained. It's a reminder that we are all connected to the same source, and our actions have a direct impact on the world around us. Section 6, a universal tapestry, sacrifice and spiritual growth. From the ancient rituals of Africa to the sacred texts of the East and West, the language of sacrifice weaves a vibrant tapestry through the history of human spirituality. It's a language that speaks to our deepest longings, the desire for connection, for meaning, for something that transcends the mundane and touches the divine. Sacrifice, in its truest form, is not about deprivation, it's about transformation. It's about letting go of the things that bind us, the desires that cloud our vision, and the fears that hold us back from experiencing the fullness of our being. It's through the act of sacrifice, through the willingness to surrender our ego's desires for a higher purpose, that we open ourselves to a deeper connection with the divine. We begin to see the world with new eyes, appreciating the interconnectedness of all things and recognizing the divine spark that resides within us all. Sacrifice, in essence, is a journey of the soul. It's a path that leads us back to our true nature, to the source of all creation, where we discover the boundless love, wisdom, and peace that reside within.